Apple Intelligence is not about your privacy. It is about your captivity. Let me explain. Apple has spent the last year telling you a beautiful story. Your data stays on your device. Your models run locally. No cloud, no snooping, no middlemen. Sounds noble. Sounds clean. And in my analysis, it is the most sophisticated lock-in architecture any company has ever shipped. This is not a privacy play. It is a moat. And you are on the wrong side of it. The villain here is not some shadowy startup or a reckless regulator. It is Apple, the company everyone trusts by default. They figured out something that Google and Microsoft missed. You do not need to harvest user data to own users. You just need to make their AI so personal, so embedded, so tightly fused to your hardware, that leaving feels like a lobotomy. And the technical choices they have made reveal this is not accidental. It appears to be by design. Here is the proof. Point 1. Proprietary inference on proprietary silicon. Apple runs its foundation models exclusively on the Apple Neural Engine. These are not standard transformer weights. You can export and run on an NVIDIA GPU or a Qualcomm chip. The optimization targets, the quantization schemes, the memory mapping, all of it is tuned for Apple silicon at the hardware instruction level. That means every time Apple Intelligence learns your writing style, your scheduling habits, your photo preferences, that personalization is encoded in a format that has zero portability. You cannot fine-tune a competing model with that data. You cannot even extract it. The consequence is straightforward. The longer you use Apple Intelligence, the more expensive it becomes to switch. Not in dollars, in lost context, in lost identity. Point 2. A closed RAG pipeline that indexes your entire life. Apple's on-device retrieval augmented generation system crawls your messages, emails, files, photos, and calendar to build a semantic index. When Siri answers a question about your life, it is pulling from this private vector store. Powerful stuff. But here is the problem. That index uses Apple's proprietary embedding model. It is not compatible with open embedding formats. You cannot export your personal knowledge graph to use with Llama, or LM Studio, or any open-source stack. Apple built a search engine for your life and made sure the only search client that works is theirs. The real-world consequence? Every personal query you run deepens the dependency. Your AI knows you, and it refuses to introduce itself to anyone else. Point 3. Deliberate exclusion of open model formats. The industry has been converging on interoperable standards. GGUF for quantized model distribution. ONNX for cross-platform inference. Apple supports neither. Their Core ML format is a one-way door. You can convert open models into Core ML, but you cannot convert Core ML models out. If this is the kind of analysis that should be said louder, subscribe. We are not stopping. This is not an oversight. Apple has the engineering talent to support open formats in a week. They choose not to. Because interoperability is the enemy of lock-in, and lock-in is the product. Now here is the counterargument, and I will be honest, it is strong. On-device inference genuinely is more private than cloud inference. Your prompts are not sitting on a server in Virginia. No third-party contractor is reading your health questions. That is real. That matters. But here is why it does not save Apple from this critique. Privacy and lock-in are not mutually exclusive. You can have local inference that respects open standards. You can have on-device AI that lets you export your data and your model weights whenever you want. Apple chose not to build that. They chose the version of privacy where your data is safe from everyone except Apple's ecosystem gravity. That is not protection. That is possession with better marketing. So here is where we land. Apple is building the most personal AI layer any consumer will ever use. And they are building it in a format that only works inside their walls. Every interaction trains a model you cannot take with you. Every query deepens a search index you cannot export. Every year that passes makes the switching cost higher. This is not innovation. This is annexation. So I need to know where you stand. Is on-device AI that you can never leave still a privacy win? Or is it just a prettier cage?